change it, and it's like a little far away where I have to go. It takes me 40-45 minutes to drive.
Didn't get to repeat once again.
I said it's actually this appointment was scheduled long time back. I cannot change it. That's why.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No issues. Yeah. So I shared the screen. Is it visible for you?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay.
So you said we are gonna do types of testing today?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay. We focus on levels and types of testing.
Okay. So we actually did a little slide before, right? Level 0 testing,
Yeah. Level 0.
level 1 testing, level 2 testing.
Mm, level 3 test. This is called as a test process.
Okay.
Where and when we have to start testing. That all comes under test process. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you know already white box testing and black box testing.
Yes.
And this is called as testing methodologies. Coming to test levels. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we can cover testing test levels. The first and foremost thing is usability testing, functional testing, performance testing, security testing. So these are all four different levels of testing, not types, levels of testing. So in usability, we have some types. Uh, Ease of use, look and feel, and quick navigation. This comes under this comes under types of testing. Okay, see here, testing types. You take a screenshot.
Yeah, I
Okay,
did last time when you.
yeah, unit testing, integration testing, system testing. Then again, usability we have two types. Then we go for functional, performance, security, acceptance, testing during maintenance. These are all called. See, this is the level of testing, whereas this comes under types of testing. And this is nothing but a system level of testing. And these things all comes under types of testing. Okay. Okay, these are all comes under types of testing. So in
So
user,
basically you said the levels start from usability testing or unit testing.
see, very good question. See, unit in these things are levels. Unit testing is
Okay.
comes under two types: execution and operation testing. This is the
Mm.
types of testing comes under unit level coverage.
Okay.
Okay, top-down approach, bottom-up approach, between approach comes under types of testing, which comes under integration level coverage. Whereas user interface testing, managed support testing is a type of testing in usability coverage. Like that, we have to focus these levels, and this comes under types of testing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no confuse, it's clear. Okay, now,
Right.
yeah. So we are focusing on individual usability testing first. We have three types of test process, right? Okay. In three types of test process, we focus firstly on usability criteria of testing. See, checklist of UI testing. Checklist
Mm-hmm.
of UI testing means user interface testing. Okay. Checklist of UI testing. So check if all basic elements like company logo, company title, then are available in the page or not should be verified. Verified in the sense validated. Suppose I am taking this application. In this application, what I am going to do, click on login. The text data is present. Functionality is available in the frame. So this is one frame. It is a frame. What it's saying, check if all basic elements like company logo, company title are available in the thing. See, this is a company title and it's a logo of this company. Okay, that should be focused in UI testing. UI testing means user interface. UI testing means it comes under user interface testing. Okay, you're getting now. Hello.
Yes,
Now, are you
yes.
there? Yeah. Okay. UI testing comes under usability criteria of testing technique. Just a minute. Here it is. It is not here what I'm saying. Okay. I'm focusing on test process, right? In test process, we have to test functional validation with respect of test types and levels. Okay, you know this level 0 and level 1 build verification, build installation testing. Now we have to focus on level 2 criteria. Level 2 criteria comes under real actual testing. Okay, real actual testing. So what happens here when you go for the okay, first we have to do user interface testing. then remaining system testing, then finally we go for manual support testing. So manual support testing and user info testing together comes under usability criteria. Together comes under usability criteria. See here. Usability testing is user interface testing and manual support testing. These two types comes under usability criteria. According to test process, what we have to do first, we do user interface testing, remaining all functional testing, then go for acceptance testing. If you want to do only functional criteria, if you want to do only performance criteria according to the client specifications, we do first user interface testing, performance testing, and then man support testing. Finally, we go for acceptance testing. The cycle is like that. So, first we do user interface, functional validation, remaining manual support testing, then you go for alpha beta acceptance tests. If it is a small project or a product, whatever maybe, it is just like a flow. See, first we do user interface, remaining system testing called as a, it might be a performance, it might be a security, it might be a functionality. That's why I'm saying remaining system testing. And finally we go for manual support testing. First we do in user interface criteria, we do this all the steps to be checked first. Check if all basic elements, company logo, title are available in the page or not. Check it should not, the object doesn't contain any spelling mistakes, should be in good alignment, it should be displayed in web pages properly, clearly. Every mandatory field should be kept in a star mark, and check consistency in background color should be aggressive. Font color, font type should be aggressive. Everything type should be analyzed over here. Okay, that's why this is called as and feel easy, easy to understood. Then we have quick navigation. Okay, this all comes under in this category. Okay, in this category, and then remaining system. If you do per functional performance, performance or performance security or security, this comes under remaining system testing. In functional validation, what how to do functional testing? Tell me how to do functional testing. Yeah, any idea?
I'm sorry, what's the question? Say that again.
Functional testing. How to do functional testing? Hello, sir. Organization, sir.
So
Yeah,
we, for the
just
functional testing, we have actually start with the smaller units first.
yeah, just a minute, just a minute. I will be just a minute.
Hello?
Just a minute, just a minute.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Now what you yeah. See here, you got this. You got this one usability testing. Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah. How functional testing will be done? That is my question.
So for the functional testing, we start with checking if the components of the system are working first on the individual level and then with each other.
Okay. So in which manner, in which steps we do functional testing on individual build? What are the
Individual will,
steps?
that
What are
would be
the?
on unit testing.
I'm asking about functional.
Yeah, so individual level, isn't that the unit testing
Individual level
or the
function. Yeah.
acceptance testing?
No, no, no. When it will become acceptance testing, when it will come after completion of functional, it will come. See, yeah. After covering a functional, if you don't want performance, security, and some part of partial usability, then acceptance
Mhm.
testing will come. So in system, we have functional, we have to do this. Do this. You have idea, you think it. Hmm?
No, can you scroll back to that flow chart one more time?
Just a minute. See how to do functional validation. Uh, how to do functional validation. Yeah, yeah. So in functional testing, what we can do means, okay, in functional testing, how to do means first the validation will be done with the respect of positive and negative scenarios. Positive and negative scenarios. It should, don't forget, okay, it should meet business value.
Requirement.
Yeah, business should meet business specifications. Next, okay, what else should meet end users satisfaction? This is based on this functional validation takes place, which which compares between expected behavior, expected behavior and actual behavior. Expected behavior and actual behavior. This is very important. Okay, this time. Okay, which compares between expected behavior and actual behavior. This is called as functional testing, isn't it? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, don't forget these are the very very important concepts. Okay, Use, usability is comes under look and feel, is ease of use, easy to understand, quick navigation. Functional testing means validation will be done with respect of positive, negative, should meet customer specifications, and should meet end user's perspective. Should meet the user satisfaction. Means the functional testers will do end users by assumption will do by assuming in users perspective. Perspective. Okay, this is called as functional testing. In this functional testing, okay, we have to compare with expected behavior and actual behavior. If it is similar, then what your test is? What is that? If it is similar, expect when to find out who will provide the expected behavior.
The stakeholders,
Very good. And when you get an actual behavior,
once we test the things.
okay, when once we test the things on an application, right?
Yes.
So if these two are similar, then what happens?
Like if we uh, get the expected behavior and the actual behavior are the same, then it means it passes the test.
Very good. Otherwise, it is fails that defect. It fails the test. Then defect will
Mhm.
come. Then report to the developer. Developer will be going to be debug it. Again, it comes back to the same tester to retesting. This all comes under the defect report format that I will teach you later part. So expected behavior and actual behavior will be compared. It's very, very, very important, even though it is for functional testing, usability testing, performance testing, and security testing, whatever it may be. But it is a mandatory to compare with expected and actual behavior. This is very important concept. Okay, you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. Next. In performance testing, we focus close it door. Okay, in functional testing, functionality or requirement, input domain, error handling, recovery, compatibility, configuration, intersystem installation, and parallel testing. These all. So most of the cases, 9 testing types will be implemented in functional validation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 9 testing process will be implemented in functional validation. Okay,
Okay.
approximately maybe 10 types will be implemented in functional validation for any build. any bill going to be implemented for for any build. This is called as functional testing. This is called as functional testing. So one by one we check it out. So I said no, usability testing comes under three categories, but strictly speaking, we have one type of user interface testing. The one part of rest test. One part of usability. Usability consists of two types. One is user interface, and another one is manual support testing. So first we do this in the format of usability criteria. In functional testing, we do this for functional testing validation. Okay, 10 times now I will teach you performance and security. After whatever the requirement says, based on that we do levels of testing. Apart from that, first compulsory mandatory is user interface testing, remaining functional and non-functional type of testing, and then finally we go for manual support testing. Now I will teach you 10 types of functional testing. This thing I will cover you later. Okay, see here. Testing overall functionality of application with respect to client specification. With respect of client specification and the function of application, overall testing will be implemented. It is a one type of a black box testing technique where we can test the object's behavior. Okay, we do testing on the objects, how it is reacting when we insert a validate and invalid data. That's why it is called as a testing technique for a black box process. This testing is conducted by testing team. Okay, after completion of component integration testing level, we start system testing. Depends upon the situation. Once we do individual build of testing all coverage, then ultimately we go for integration testing, or once it will be integrated, then may be able to do system testing. Before conducting system testing, we should know the customer requirement, that is mandatory. System testing focus on below aspects like user interface, functional, non-functional, and usability criteria. So unit, integration, system, and acceptance will be covered here. Okay. Let's see here. System is UI testing, usability testing, functional testing, and then non-functional testing type. This is thing. So I said the positive testing and the negative testing will be implemented in this criteria of functional as well as non-functional area. In functional area, we do functional testing. In non-functional area, we go for non-functional system testing. This is the task. Positive testing is with valid inputs. Negative testing is with invalid inputs. Okay, the range. Okay. So I said no, graphical user interface or UI testing is the process of testing the user interface of an application. A graphical user interface includes all the elements such as menu, checkbox, buttons, whatever the objects which are contained in this field. See here, very important concept. What is happening in the cursor over here? Hello.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah, here the what is the cursor is doing here? Here in user ID.
Which basically means we are gonna write in this box.
Yeah, in the text box, right? It is blinking here, right?
Mm-hmm.
it is a default format for every login module. Okay,
Right.
that also should be mandatory tested. Means here
Mm-hmm.
the cursor should be blink and focus to the particular object. See, when I am focusing to the, it is focusing here. It is
Right.
whenever it is focused ideal. This all coverage comes under, so whatever it may be the object, it may be text box, it may be button, it may be link, or whatever it may be. Based on the scenario, it should be compulsory implemented. That is called graphical, including all elements such as menu, checkbox, colors, font, size, icons, content, and images, or whatever it may be. This is called as GUI testing. See, I already said GUI testing checklist. This all should be covered over there. Okay. Coming to usability, one type of usability testing is during the testing, validate the application provides system. Okay, okay. That I will teach you later. Context is to help or not the user. Check how easily the end user able to understand the application is called usability testing. So here in functional testing, we do objects properties testing, database testing, error handling, calculations coverage, link existences, links execution, cookies and sessions. This all will be focused purely on functional testing. Okay, this thing's purely focused on functional validation.
Okay.
Okay. So this types of all categories comes under functional validation. Okay, object properties testing. I said object properties. Why we have to focus on object properties? What are the types of comes under object properties testing?
The basic features, they just behave
Focus.
the way they are
Yeah,
intended to behave.
yeah. Okay, intended behavior focused with respect to the field level check. Everything comes under this type of functional criteria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and see, in non-functional we do performance testing, security testing, recovery, compatibility, configuration, installation, sanitation, garbage testing. They should be covered in non-functional area. Okay, functional testing and non-functional, the difference between these two things we cover. Valid functionality of functional describes what software concentrates on the particular takes place before functional. Non-functional is the description and a particular reliability of the software. So most of the cases
What
that
is this? What does this second line mean? Um,
this one,
See, you've written over here, functional testing validates functionality of what?
functionality validate the functionality of objects.
Hmm.
Validate the functionality of objects.
Then
Functional
it says functionality describes what software? The
functional
second line.
describe what software does.
Hmm.
Functional describes what software does, which
And
can
then
be
concentrates on
yeah,
user.
which can going to be concentrate on particular user for a individual object status behavior. And moreover, functional testing takes place before coding also, before coding also, as well as after coding also takes place. Before coding
Mhm.
we implement verification part, after coding we can implement validation part. Okay, in non-functional system verify the performance, security, reliability, then uh, some part of usability also comes in here. Non-functional Functionality describes more concentration on user for a specific requirement. Non-functional testing, see something is mismatched here. I will check it out.
Yeah.
Non-functional testing performed for multiple sets of users. This is also the implementation of non-functional testing. So these things are basically comes under functionality testing. Functionality of okay. So this is basically the functional testing comes under this all categories which will be focused. If you want, take a screenshot.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah. First one is functionality testing. Once you study this, tell loudly.
Yeah, I did. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. See what it is saying. Can you explain?
Yeah, it tells us basically what we are going to do under the functionality testing,
Hmm.
which basically means we have to validate that every object is working the way it is supposed to function.
Okay. What is meant by error handling coverage?
Where we prevent the negative operations.
Means
Supposing, for example, if we have to create like a user name, so the all the specifications that are given, supposing it says between 4 to 12 characters, so it should not work if it's less than 4, it should not work if it's more than 12.
okay. And next, is there any other?
In the negative,
Yeah.
if you leave it blank, it should not work.
Okay. Error handling means what?
Error handling is like we have to explore all the options. Like anything we do out of the box, which is not provided in the requirements, then it should not work.
Okay. Now I'm giving invalid user ID, valid password. What it happens? What is happening here? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. I insert three values here in user ID. I kept a valid password, clicked on submit button. What is this pop-up window came? What is saying?
So this is actually the error handling coverage, this little message which pops up,
Yes.
because that's how the system responds to the error.
Whenever your system takes negative data, it should throw a meaningful error state. Meaningful error state. This is very important. See, I'm giving invalid user ID, valid password, submit button. The given name, password are incorrect, please try again. Each and every field, whatever you are giving, same error is coming here. Check it out. See,
Mhm.
not be like that. The
So
given name,
basically,
password.
what I understand is that if we put like a negative input, the system should the page should not crash, but it should be able to handle that error and
Very good.
display a message saying that this is wrong and you have to correct it.
Very good. Very good. But it should be meaningful error state. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
your data is given in user ID, please check your user ID. You have to say like that. Otherwise, please insert valid user ID. If you are giving a negative password, please insert a valid password. It should throw a error state like that. But do
Mhm.
not give a invalid error state. Means if there is no proper meaning of it, it's no helpful. Okay,
Mhm.
that is the very important concept. It should display a meaningful error state. That is the very important concept. Next, what now you said, no, the range and the type. Okay, ECP and boundary value techniques will comes under input domain coverage, because in the input domain coverage, what happens if your data is accepting between 4 to 9, less than 3, more than 10, it doesn't accept, more than 9 it doesn't accept. That should be coverage in input domain coverage. Of course, you go for the backend coverage, like the database testing, everything comes under in this category. But whether it is impacting properly or not, able that should be analyzed. Then you go for service level coverage. Service level coverage means standardized application will focus on standardized pages. Suppose see here, I'm giving demo cycles. One, two, three. See, in 3 seconds the page is downloaded. Irrespective of the your Wi-Fi speed, every application should has to take minimum 3 to 5 seconds, not more than that, not more than that. That's then, if it is following some rules and regulations according to www rule, that is called as a standardized web application. Okay, this all comes under service level coverage. And observe carefully, some part of the things you may cover here. The new tab, window, new private window, collections, history, shopping, everything is coming here. RTF. Okay. So in MS Word also, we have a menu bar. See, file, home, insert. For each
Mhm.
and every line, the first letter should be capital letter. Capital.
Mhm.
Like that we have to, check it out, the functionality of the menu bar in this window based application. Hence it is called as a standardized window based application. When coming to web based application, okay, each and every functionality whatever you provide, see here, n z f c h, this is in all caps in letters. Check it out.
Mhm.
Okay, these are some rules and regulations should be followed for web or window, whatever it may be, based on the www rule for web based application. Those all should be tested. And,
Mhm.
and moreover, I said about coverage of unit testing. So, to in application, how many what it contains in an application?
You mean to say what kind of components are there?
Yeah, application consists of modules, right?
Mhm. Right.
Unit comes consists of,
Unit comes at the lowest level,
okay, unit,
which is made up of objects.
yeah, group of objects.
Mhm.
Segment,
Group of units,
yeah, module,
group of segments.
okay. So likewise, so first we do individual object testing, unit testing, segment testing, then go for modules, and finally we go for integration application testing. This all comes under unit coverage. And check it, learn first, study, speak loudly, speak it, Pick it and explain to me what are the types of check.
First is the field level check.
Yeah, field level check. What is meant by behavioral coverage?
Behavioral coverage actually means how it is behaving as opposed to what is expected of it.
Hmm. Next.
The behavior part.
Okay. Next.
Next is the input domain coverage.
What it contains? How to distinguish
Distinguish between what?
input domain
Input
coverage
domain
means
is like how
means
well the system, like whatever we input, whatever data we input into the
very good.
application,
Very
how
good.
well it handles it.
Exactly. Whatever the data we inserted, it should be compared with the customer test data. Means whenever the data is given in between 4 to 9, so it should not be allow less than 4 or more than 9. Okay, this comes under, that comes under what we said,
Input domain.
input domain coverage. And coming to calculation coverage, suppose we have any some application consists of calculations should be done, like banking applications, education loans, insurances, mutual funds, or whatever it may be. So those all will be covered in the types of check. And service level coverage also will be mandatory. Some part of user interface, function level,
So basically, wherever we need the mathematical calculations,
mathematical collections, you tell me in which scenario it will come.
that's what the calculation coverage is.
Exactly. In bank
Wherever
application,
we need to do, wherever we need to find like the percentage or
yeah,
the measurements of the buildings,
yeah,
wherever like those math numbers are needed.
yeah. Okay. This all comes under in the format of different layouts. Depend upon the layouts, what we have on that, we will focus on calculation coverage.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the reason every business has their own software.
Yeah, somebody has very good. Some persons have their own software, their own application which are developed by some part of technologies. So
Yeah, like the stores have their own software where they work. Then the construction businesses will have their own different type of a software based on their needs. Then the tax people will have a different set of software where you can do the tax calculations, right?
exactly. Okay,
Mhm.
like
And
that.
these are all calculation coverages.
Yeah, service level
Mhm.
coverage that should be focused. See, that is comes individual object validation. Don't forget, it is unit type of testing. Okay,
Mhm.
and next.
Service level coverage. Okay.
Field level check. In field level check, we will do null, already is explained. Without giving any data, giving valid, use password, click on submit. This field is required same. And giving null space and check it out. And the given name is incorrect is saying. Means one field, one space is nothing but one character. That's why it is not accepting, but okay, concept so big. It's see what I'm trying to say. The space bar inserted is one type of a character into this. That's called
Mhm.
as a null with space. Okay, when the data is there, then only the pop-up music comes. But space is also by default it is accepting like a one character. Okay, so null space not null. Uniqueness, it should be case sensitive. Be careful while inserting the data into the particular respective field. You have to go for uniqueness and the length, range. What is the data type?
Mhm.
Whether it is a numeric or not, what is the negative value, what is the default value. This all should be checked in a particular field level check. So
Mhm.
in this application, we have to focus on this all scenario. This is called as unit level testing. And I already explained you boundary value and ECP.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Input, this comes under input domain testing. This is also called as the functional validation. Okay. Then
Yes.
yeah, this is what I said.
Yeah,
Re-
we done this already.
Yeah. Next, error handling. When error handling will occur means when you given the negative data, it captures the meaningful error messages. That is called as error handling. Recovery. When some suppose you know this, I'm using. Suppose I open
Yeah,
MS.
recovery testing. Yeah, sometimes when we are like using an application, sometimes it just crashes. Then we get an option on the side, it says restore the web page.
Exactly, excellent, exactly.
Um,
Do you want to restore the web page? This all comes under
mm.
recovery testing and compatibility testing. How the compatibility testing takes place? Any idea?
We could be using like different browsers.
Very
Supposing you
good.
could be using Chrome, I could be using Firefox, and
Firefox,
somebody else
Opera.
could be using, yeah, something else.
Good.
Yeah.
This is called as compatibility testing.
Hmm.
Configuration, system configuration. What are the different operating systems and software equipment we use in related to hardware peripherals? They should all be analyzed depend upon the requirement. Because 64 and 32 bit,
Difference in what?
64 and 32 bit. I have idea. So I'm going
Basically, that means the size of the data.
exactly.
64 bits is obviously going to be like a larger chunk of data can be processed,
See,
whereas in
one,
32 it's going to be
one
smaller. It has a limitation to the
exactly.
performance.
Yeah, 64-bit operating system is saying means
So
it can
higher the bits, higher the speed is going to be.
yeah,
Higher the bits, higher the memory is going to be.
good, good. Okay, this should be analyzed here. Okay, that is called as okay. That is the configuration testing, and inter-system testing means sharing the resources from external system. Can you define what exactly intersystem is by seeing this diagram?
Outside system, it could be like sometimes how we use the drives with the stored data in them.
Okay. Next, apart from that,
Mm, external drives, that's the only thing I can think of.
external sharing the resources from external system uh, and
Or it could be like a
performing
shared network in a business where they have like a common server and everybody works on the same, like
yeah.
where the business is like
See,
everybody can see the
yeah,
information on their computers
yeah,
respectively.
very good. Okay, this is the system. See, in real time scenario, what happens? I already said. I think there will be a there will be a common asset now. Here in common repository, we have development testing team. They will look after each and every concepts, each and every detail. Okay, this is what's happening in the development and testing part. We have a common server which contains a test management report tool. In this tool, after getting the information from the build, they will test it by sharing the results from the database and will be dumped into the page, and the other resources or other person will be focused on this or other system. Likewise, the system integration testing, sorry, inter-system testing takes place. Okay, coming to installation testing. What is meant by installation? Can you tell me build installation test? What is the difference between build installation test and this?
I'm sorry, difference between what?
Build difference between installation testing and build installation testing.
Isn't it like the same thing you said in build installation?
Yeah, build installation testing, installation testing. What is the difference between these two things? Yes,
Installation is basically whenever we are installing any application or a software on our devices. Like the testing basically means like we correctly installed and it's functioning properly.
yeah. Okay. This is called as
The installation testing.
installation, which the build is properly installed to the developer environment and testing environment. After completion of this build, they should we have a support team mm, on he will going to dump into the particular application to the server based on the installation testing takes place. Okay,
Mhm.
parallel testing. You know what is in regression testing or retesting?
Retesting.
Hmm.
Regression testing is basically when something is being changed. So we test it to make sure that the new additional feature does not break what already was existing.
Okay, that's
That
the
is the regression testing.
okay. This is called as Santu.
Re-
Okay, this is called as a one type of testing scenario. And coming to performance testing, we have two types: load, stress, volume, benchmark. Okay, load
Mhm.
testing means suppose if the data is not more a request from the client, sorry, from the suppose we have a server. Load test. The test. Stress. Okay. Load test, stress test. Servers. See, server is a common resource where if suppose the server has capability for the client request up to 20 users, but load I am giving according to the situation of 20 users, I will go for 19 users only. So within the load, we do testing. That is the here what happens, we cannot have a failure criteria here. It performs good and we can measure the system time. Whereas stress means overload. It is not possible to test it at any cost and collapse will be going to be occurred. So if this is within the limit, if this is beyond the limit. This is called as load and stress testing. Okay, with normal condition, with abnormal,
Mhm.
main focus on failure, main focus on performance. Okay, these things should be analyzed. And coming to security testing, we have authorization, access control, encryption, decryption, application security, platform security. These all things will be covered in security testing. Here we can go for penetrating testing and data that OSM models layers, how the cable fiber optics coaxial cable, how it is going to be performed should be analyzed everything clearly in security testing. Okay, you're getting what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, so to whom you have to give authorization, to whom you log in the credentials for access control, encryption, decryption, network
Mhm.
integration, applicant security, and platform security. These all features will come under security testing. Here, this is called the checklist for security testing. Okay, check if the sensitive data such as passport, credit, CVV are getting encrypted or not. This is the advantages. The features should be where we have to protect. And finally, we go for alpha and beta testing. Once every yeah level 2 testing,
Mhm.
then we go for level 3 testing. Yeah. We go for level 3 testing. In level 3 testing, what we do, actual final testing takes place here. Okay. Level 3 testing, final testing with the test batches or test suits will be performed, and we do user accept testing. Before going for user accept testing, if the developers are not going to develop the application properly, we have to focus on that, validate the object's behavior depend upon the alpha and the beta testing. That is called as level 3 testing. It is the final testing part. Okay,
Okay.
just a minute. Okay. Okay. The user acceptance. I said the user acceptance testing will be involved by the client and server in company premises for random testing, and finally after development and the product is dumped into the server, then we can access globally. So we have to require a domain name and everything. So during alpha testing, we focus on virtual environment done at a development site. Whereas in beta testing, it is done at a client side with absence of testers at a client location. That is called as beta, alpha and beta, these things. And tomorrow, I will teach you
Mhm.
about ad hoc testing end to end, and this is very important. This
Okay.
all things I will cover you in
Mhm.
tomorrow part. Okay, na?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Thank you.